Hey guys, it's Ro. Welcome to another Nerdy Nummies. I got so many requests to do something Undertale themed. I mean, so many requests for this. So today, that is exactly what we're gonna be doing. For those of you who aren't familiar with Undertale, it is a video game, and in this world, the humans and the monsters had a war, and the monsters were banished to the underground. And in the game, you play as a human child who falls to the underground, and you are fighting your way back to the surface. In the game, the second monster that you encounter is very, very sweet. Her name's Toriel, and she's like overly attached goat mom. In the game, she makes food for you. One of the recipes is a butterscotch cinnamon pie, which restores HP. So that is exactly what we're gonna be making today. Undertale Butterscotch cinnamon pie. Let's get started. The things you'll need to make this Undertale pie, we're gonna start with the crust ingredients. You're gonna need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, half a cup of butter, half a cup of shortening, 6 tablespoons of buttermilk, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and half a vanilla bean. And then for the pudding filling, half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of butterscotch chips, 4 egg yolks, 1/4 cup of salted butter, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of salt, 6 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 cup of heavy cream, and 2.5 cups of milk. Now let's put it all together. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make our pie crust. This is the same recipe that we use to make the mini pie pies. I really like this pie crust recipe because it's very flaky. Yum, 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 yum. The first thing that you're gonna do is combine your dry ingredients into this bowl right here. So we got our flour, our salt, and sugar. Then we are gonna add our vanilla beans. Over here, I've cut down the middle, and now you're just gonna press down and scrape out all of the yummy, yummy vanilla beans. They're like fine grain coffee beans. Look at that. And we're just gonna put them into the bowl. And these little vanilla pods, don't throw them away. Vanilla beans can be expensive, so you can put them in your sugar and you can make vanilla sugar. Then you're just gonna lightly mix these together. Look, I look like a monster now. That's okay. Now you're gonna add your butter and your shortening. Using your hands, you're gonna mix together until you don't see any more chunks of butter. And as you're mixing it in, it's okay if it's really dry because you actually don't want it to be sticky. Our pie crust is all ready, and now we're gonna wrap it up tight in some plastic wrap. We're gonna pop this in the fridge for about 2 hours to chill. Once your dough has chilled, we are gonna roll it out. You wanna flour your surface so that the dough doesn't stick. And now you're gonna take your dough out. That was too fun. You're gonna wanna roll it out to be about 1/4 inch thick. And now it's time to put it in the pan. What I'm gonna do is take my rolling pin, place it here, and then I'm going to gently roll my pie crust around my little rolling pin. And then I'm gonna plop it in here. Now I'm using my hands to press down all along the sides. And then with your excess dough, hold on to this. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. I just rolled out the extra pie dough crust, and now we are gonna take this very small square cookie cutter. Look, it's about as big as my little finger. And now I'm gonna cut out a bunch of little squares because in the game, the picture of the pie is very pixelated, and I wanted my pie to look pixelated as well. You're gonna cut out a bunch of these because you won't know exactly how many you're gonna need to use. For this size pan, I needed about 48 little squares. Now we are gonna line them around the edge of the pie, and to really make them look pixelated, we're gonna offset them. So one's gonna go a little bit up, and then one will make it a little below it. One a little up, one a little down. Now we're going to take our fork and we're going to poke holes at the bottom of our pie crust. This is called docking. Isn't that cool? And it's so that when the pie crust is baking, all the heat underneath doesn't get trapped. It can aerate, it can come out. Now we're going to fill the pie with some dried beans so that while it's baking, it will hold the structure of our pie. And you're going to need some plastic food wrap. Just remember, it needs to be food safe because this is heat safe, not like saran wrap that will melt. I'm gonna fill the center with these white navy beans, but you can use whatever beans you have around the house. Kidney beans, black beans, whatever. Then you're gonna fold it in, connect it on the top, and then when this goes in the oven, it's gonna shrink wrap together and it's gonna create a perfect little pocket. Great structural support. Last thing that we're gonna do before we pop it in the oven is we're gonna egg wash the crust right here on the outside. This egg wash is 1 egg yolk and 2 egg whites and a little bit of salt. We are gonna bake this in the oven at 350 degrees freeze for 35 minutes. After your pie crust has baked for 35 minutes, you're gonna very carefully remove the bag of beans from the center, and you're gonna bake for an additional 10 to 15 minutes. After the pie crust has baked and has had plenty of time to cool, I've got mine over there on the drying rack. You wanna wait to make the filling because this recipe sets very quickly. So you can't make it while the pie crust is baking. You wanna wait until the pie crust is ready to go. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna mix our egg yolks and our cornstarch, whisk together until it becomes like a thick paste but not lumpy. And now we are gonna add our milk. I'm gonna add a little bit. I'm gonna whisk together, then I'm gonna add the rest of the milk and whisk again. Once this mixture is mixed together, we're gonna take this brown sugar, cream, butter, cinnamon, and salt over to the stove. And our butterscotch is gonna wait right here. We'll be back for you. The first thing that we're gonna do is melt the butter over medium heat and then add the brown sugar. Cook for about 3 minutes to give a caramel flavor to the sugar. Don't forget to stir constantly. Whisk in the cream, then add the yolk mixture to the hot caramel and cinnamon, and then the salt. Bring the mixture to a boil, whisking consistently, and then remove from the heat and head back over to your baking station. Our pot is hot. It's fresh off the burner, so be careful, don't burn yourself. While it's still hot, you're gonna add, your butterscotch chips. Add those in right away and mix them up. And you're just gonna mix until they melt in. Oh, this smells so good. Once they're all mixed up, now we're gonna pour them in. Ooh, homemade butterscotch pudding. Once you've poured in your butterscotch pudding filling, now we're gonna let our pie sit out for 1 hour at room temperature, and then we're gonna transfer it into the refrigerator and let it sit for 2 hours. Ta-da! Fabulous! Here is our Undertale Butterscotch cinnamon pie that we made today. You guys, it smells so good. This recipe is so yummy. I'll be taking lots of pictures and posting them on Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you guys make this pie or any other recipes from Undertale, please take a picture and send it to me. I love seeing your baking creations. It just makes my day. I get a big kick out of it. And if you have any other ideas for any other nutty nummies, please let me know. Leave me a comment down below and I will do my best to make it happen. Thanks again, you guys, and thank you for suggesting something Undertale. This was so much fun to make. All right, bye-bye. All right, let's cut into this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at that, you guys. If I was a monster in Undertale, I'd be the hungry monster.